It's 4th versus 6th, but don't write off these two teams because they have won more than double the amount of Premier League premierships in the last 11 years than all other teams combined. It's round 10. Welcome back to live softball action in the 10th season of Spacequake Sports, live streaming this Softball SA Premier League. We play on Ghanaland. I'm James Harris. Joining me tonight, calling the play-by-play is award-winning broadcaster Eric Bolner. Welcome, Eric.
James, a couple weeks ago, I'm pretty sure I attended the funeral of the Sturt Falcons softball season. They had lost 6 games in a row. They were stuck near the bottom. I don't think they've ever been close to last in the time that I've been here, or 11 years or whatever that was. And I came here right after a dominant run. However, credit to Sturt. They have been gutsy over their last couple games, especially their walk-off win on Saturday. And now with a win, they're playing the team they're chasing right now. With a win tonight, they're 1 point back of a final spot with a game in hand. So Sturt are very much in control of their season, a gutsy effort from them. I'm looking forward to sort of a rejuvenated Sturt team. What say you, Pete Williams?
Absolutely. I think tonight it's a beautiful night. Conditions are absolutely perfect for a game of softball. There's hardly any breeze at all. This Sturt team is a team that you've learnt over the years, much like the West Torrens of old. You never write them off. They can have a bad couple of games. They will always come back. They've got great talent. They've got experience in their team. Tonight, both teams a little bit down on some of their normal players for varying reasons, but, it's going to be a cracker of a game, and there's really no game at all in the Premier League this year that is decided, you would imagine, before the game starts.
That was Pete Williams, Softball SA chairman. He's also an umpire, and get this, Eric, he told me today, he's a registered men's player, so can't stay away from the sport at the moment.
Does it all, literally.
The two teams playing tonight, Sturt Falcons and the Walkerville Cats, have played 3 times so far this season. Walkerville have won 2, Sturt have won 1. The first 2 times they played, it was one-sided affair. Walkerville beat Sturt 6-1. Sturt beat Walkerville 9-1. Last time they played, it was tight. It was 2-0. It was off the back of Taylor Caudle throwing a shutout. I think she threw 3 out of the 4 games she threw, gave up 1 run. So watch out for Taylor Caudle. I mentioned that last week. I said, Walkerville haven't won too many this year, but don't write off last year's Player of the Year, Taylor Caudle. Chelsea Robinson will lead this team. She's got her old roommate in Michaela Robinson back in the lineup tonight.
I mean, this is a 4-point game, though, right? I mean, you just listed off those results. Walkerville's won 2. Sturt has won 1 of those games. So if you look at it, if Walkerville wins tonight, season series gets tied up 2-2. No one's gained, no one's lost anything against each other. If Walkerville lose this game, or if Walkerville win this game, rather, they have a 4-point edge just in the head-to-head meetings there and gained in the premiership points. At the end of tonight, we're either looking at a 5-point gap between finals and out of the finals for Sturt, or a 1-point margin. This is a 4-point swing tonight, so those players are going to have to be more than just those players. It's going to have to be that full team effort.
So the result actually means a lot.
A lot.
That's what I take out of that, Eric. But Pete, you take a look at these 2 lineups. They're probably not the strongest lineups that both these teams have fielded this year, but it's full of talented youth. It's got some great experience. It should be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely right. As I said before, both teams are slightly depleted off what their normal lineups would be, but I wouldn't write off either team of this. And as you were mentioning, Eric, these are the games that at the end of the season do matter. Those 1 loss here or that 1 loss there is the one that you sit there at the end of the year and go, if we just got up in that game, if we just done that. But tonight you're going to see plenty of youth from Adelaide coming through. You're going to see plenty of experience already on the diamond and years of Premier League experience alongside them.
Umpires and coaches are having their meeting. There is a second game being played tonight. It started about half an hour ago, and that is between Port and Hills, second versus third. Talk about 4-point games, Eric. Hills can break clear and start to scratch on the heels of West Torrens going into the Christmas break, or Port Adelaide can tie Hills on points. Not much separating those two, so Pete's going to give us some updates on that as we go. Taylor Caudle's about to start her 5 warm-up pitches. She'll be pitching to Chelsea Robinson, Georgia Mason at first, Erin Stone at second, Alyssa Gooley at third, Casey Taylor at short. Outfield left to right is Michaela Robinson, Hayley Mayer and Kelly Bested. Seth Gall's a DP, and they've got youth and experience on the bench in Karen Dale, played over 900,000 games here in the Softball SA Premier League, and Kira Trevorrow is also on the bench.
So no Salas, the import. She's gone home for the holidays. Important to be with your family, especially around December this time. That's all well and good. Sophie King working tonight. She's not available. So now you have Casey Taylor playing shortstop, and that's who I'm looking at today. Obviously a very talented player, up and coming. She's had some really nice moments this year, but being thrust into that center of the diamond at shortstop and behind someone like Taylor Cottle, that's important in that spot. So it shows a lot of trust in Casey Taylor from the coaching staff of Walkerville to say, hey, you know what? You're fine. You're going to be our sixth today.
Another young star was just on screen wearing number 20 at third base. Alyssa Gooley has changed over from the Sturt Falcons this year. Accomplished women's baseball player. And son of a gun as well, daughter of a gun. Her dad's a pretty well-known baseball player.
Claxton Shield legend, John Cooley, yeah.
Yep, second cousin, found out tonight. So I've got bloodlines on Walkerville side.
There you go. Pete Williams with family wearing the Cats uniform. Toby Sadler's in charge of the game tonight, Pete.
Yeah, he can read or watch. He just told us the start time's 8:02 p.m. Toby Sadler on the plate. Jason Irvine is up at first base, and out on third is Pete Fairley, who's made his recovery from his injury, and he's looking good.
Just an out for Sturt tonight. Maddie Cameron not available, but look out for a first gamer tonight all the way from Oregon. Jess Stewart is a Softball SA staff member and just felt the need to put the cleats on tonight. So we may see her a little bit later. Over to you, Eric, for the first pitch of the ball game.
Yeah, Taylor Cottle, ball in hand, the star out of Boise State in her second year, the reigning calf coral medalist, in the circle right now. First pitch a little down low for a ball, but Cottle coming off a pair of losses. 1 week ago on the broadcast game, lost 4-1 to Hills, and then a 1-0 loss to West Torrens on Saturday. Has Walkerville, who were looking like they were rejuvenated. They had charged back into the 4. Now they find themselves vulnerable again.
Howling conditions on Saturday.
Crazy.
And 3 really interesting results, all one-run games. Seacombe Hills, for me, standout was 4-3. There were 4 home runs hit in that game from 4 different players.
So 2-0 count. Cottle finds behind early to Sarah Tonkin, who will make a return back to the Stars this year. She's been a star of the Stars. Can you call someone the star of the Stars?
Absolutely.
If the team name's the Stars?
Part of the Milky Way.
Supernova of the Stars team.
He's in a favorable count here, though, at 3-0. Cottle, so well known for just getting ahead in counts and sort of the strikeout queen, but it's a 4-pitch walk. You haven't seen too many of those over the last 2 years for Cottle.
Can I just say quickly for Taylor Cottle, how rough is it? Our man Kevin Tannenbury, you can't keep the man down. He's not umpiring this year.
He's retired.
He is swapping in and out the pitching mats every single week. So Taylor would have pitched off the artificial pitching mat last week. This week she's pitching off the conveyor belt rubber.
She'll go up against Ollie Durham, who will be off to some national camp work over the weekend, so she'll miss the next game. So Sturt already down in some pitchers. Jade Peterson, she's hurt. Tobin's also hurt. So they've had a couple injuries to the depth here for the Sturt Falcons. Ollie Durham hoping that Jessica Stewart can provide a little bit of depth as the new in for Sturt. She shows bunt again, but all of a sudden behind 2 strikes.
Fouled both attempts off, so she's right behind the count here, and that's the place you don't want to be against Cordell. Back to Durham. Commentators curse now that she's behind the count. Going to the Aussie Under-18 camp this weekend, and then that'll be backed up by the Australian Under-23 National Championship.
It's a big holiday period of softball for Ollie Durham.
Yeah, she'll wrap it up with the Under-18s in late January.
Swing and a miss, and as you said, James, just you leave yourself open to that when you fall behind early or you don't execute those bunts that you try to lay down early.
Not sure if Walkerville did their homework there, but I've heard that that was the common play from Sturt against Seacombe recently. Was Sarah get on base, Ollie come in at 2, dump a bunt, and then have Bell White coming in 3 to try and push Sarah around. So a couple of times it happened against Seacombe. So whether Walkerville's done their homework and played the pitching correctly.
Bell White, the hero of Saturday's game, had a base hit up the middle to walk off Port Adelaide. One of 2 wins in a row for Sturt. They've gone from well out of the top 4 to now within striking distance. If they win, they will be just 1 point behind with a game to go. And they had a huge offensive explosion
good
a
run
week ago.
production. Yeah, 16 runs, 4 in those last 2 games.
Which is crazy because they had lost 6 games before that, and their production, well, they put the O in production. They had 3 games where they were shut out, 1 game where they allowed just 1 run in that game of 6. Another game they scored 7 runs and had a 7-0 lead, but got walked off 8-7. Just a lot of the mixture of bad luck, and they couldn't get the bats going.
Yeah, 3 games they got run down in the last inning.
And you talk to people around the Sturt camp, and it's sort of that old adage. I mean, you can't win a championship in November and December, but you can lose one. As long as they can be in the fight by Christmas, they still like their chances to get in the 4, and you can never count Sturt out if they can get into the finals. But this game will go a long way to determining what position they'll be in when Santa Claus comes flying around in a couple weeks' time.
Yeah, good point, Eric. Sturt still got 10 games to go after tonight. Walkerville, 9 games to go after tonight. So kind of a game in hand, but Walkerville have got that extra win. So only counts if you've got the runs on the board. So they're probably in the best position here, Walkerville, for that 4th spot, with their runs against being the lowest out of the 3 that are vying for that 4th position.
They'll play each other one more time after Christmas. Bell White puts a charge into it. That one's going to go foul. Yeah, teams play each other 5 times each in this competition. And the way that this is working out right now with the battle between these teams, it legitimately could come down to who wins the season series between each other and picks up those extra 2 points.
Yeah, the key matchups, like tonight, 2nd versus 3rd, Hills and Port. It might seem like a battle for 2nd, but if they have a bad run of a couple of games, they could find themselves slipping down the ladder.
Yeah, you're right. It's a great point, James, as Cottle has the Olympian on a 1-2 count. This one knocked towards right field. Kelly bested having a look. That goes foul.
I like how Bell's gone up the grip a little bit there. She's gone behind in the count. She's fouled one deep to left field, gone up the handle, and able to drive opposite field. So really protecting both sides of the plate.
It's a good point you make. If Port Adelaide, who are on the backfield, if they lose today, it's back-to-back losses, and all of a sudden they're back with the pack, and their fight might be for a final spot. If they win, well, their fight is for playing in that first 1-2 final, perhaps. It's going to be a tight one, regardless. White check swing. Did she go? Sadler will check with Irvine. She's saying that she went, and Bell White sat down on strikes, but after quite a lengthy battle.
Yeah, she had a good battle there. She got a couple on her early and then fouled a couple out, got the foul tip over the back, pulled it left, pulled it right, and then just checked on that one. Didn't really want it. I think she knew she'd gone, though.
Hannah Robson, too, is the courtesy runner for Sarah Tonkin. Still on first.
Jordan Lee slotting in to the 4 spot in the lineup with the absence of Maddie Cameron tonight. Cool role for Jordan Lee, who had been with the club for a while, maybe wasn't in the 9 for a bit, has got back in there, had a couple good seasons, and now in the middle of the lineup in a big game.
Can hit a ball as well, Jordan Lee. Good representative career earlier in his softball life.
Puts a pop into this, it's at short, and Casey Taylor makes the play. So after a leadoff walk, a pair of strikeouts, and a fly out to shortstop, and Taylor Cottle doesn't allow the runner to trounce past first base.
Yeah, good positive start from Walkerville after the 4-ball walk. I mentioned that potentially. Caudle just having a little trouble with the change of mat from the last time she played on this field. And as we mentioned earlier, another game going on tonight, Port Adelaide versus the Hills. This is Pete, your time to shine.
Absolutely, time to shine. Hills are 1-0 up in the top of the fourth. Hills batting first, but they've got their run in the third innings. There's been 5 hits to 1 in the favour of the Hills, but a 1-0 lead at this stage. Hits to Georgia King, Abby Bastion, Charisma Bergeson, Megan Jemson, and also Sky Vumard for the Hills. And over on Port side, a hit to Montana Edwards only at this time. So Lacey Ham pitching up against Michaela Yankovic at the moment, and a 1-0 lead to the Hills.
I'm looking over at producer Brandon, and he's sporting the Carve eyewear tonight. He looks
looking good.
Great, doesn't he? Speaking
He
of
might be the
Carve.
performer of the play.
Well, you never know. The player of the game
What if he
tonight
takes a catch, you know?
is the Carve Eyewear player of the game. Tonight's player of the game will receive a pair of Carve Sunnies and a $30 food and beverage voucher. The Sporties Bar, thanks to the Arca Bar. Carve sunglasses, how good are they? Well, Brandon,
He makes them look good.
absolutely. Don't forget the play of the game, powered by Eastern Australia. Let us know who you think the play of the game is tonight if you really want to. Sometimes we have a bit of trouble picking, but let's go around the diamond. What do you reckon, Eric?
Yeah, Sophie Walton in left field, Ashlyn Mensforth in center, and Emily Bullock in right field. Mensforth obviously having to fill that role at center field with no Maddie Cameron. Jordan Lee is playing third. Middle of the diamond, Belle White at short. Rachel Tonkin at second. Hannah Hutchison, she had a great game on the weekend as well in Sturt's win. She's batting 5 in the lineup too. And Sarah Tonkin, reliable Sarah Tonkin, catching the balls and strikes. Ollie Durham in the circle. More on her in a moment as we run through Walkerville's lineup. It's a bit different with obviously a few key outs. No Salas, no King. So Chelsea Robinson will lead things off. Erin Stone batting 2. Elisa Gooley batting 3. Georgia Mason 4. Steph Gal 5. Haley Mayer 6th. Michaela Robinson 7. Kelly Bested 8. And Casey Taylor batting 9th. But Ollie Durham in the circle. She's one of Australia's most promising prospects. Fun to watch her in big games like this.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see perhaps the future of South Australian pitching right here. Let's not forget about those that are over in the college system at the moment who will come back and hopefully stick around a bit and pitch for South Australia. But this is a homegrown product of the Sturt Falcons and already got an accomplished career.
Yeah, she is a very good player, Ollie Durham, and having to eat some big innings on the circle and with the bat too. But here is another accomplished player at the plate in Chelsea Robinson, who shows some power to the opposite field, although it does go foul.
Chelsea Robinson, how good is she playing this year? There was a point where Steph Trzynski had pitched 3 games, only given up 2 hits, both of them to this player. They've played 3 times now, Walkerville and West Torrens. Robinson's got at least 4 hits against Trzynski. Probably the only person in the comp with multiple hits.
Ground ball up the middle. Belle White can't handle it. It took a tough hop. And, yeah, that just ate her up as a runner will be on first base.
Pete, I'm going to get you to pinch a look over the eyes of Jessie Matchett and Nikki Wong, who are colouring in the circles tonight as we look at the MC Sportswear replay.
I mean, I guess an error.
Second bounce, tough.
Yeah, I mean, was right at her.
We're going for a greenie. She was too fast, apparently. She was going to make it.
Rewarding the batter there. Erin Stone lays down a textbook bunt, and she's rewarded as she beats this one out. The throw from Hutchinson at the shoestrings of Rachel Tonkin, who was already on the move. Let's have a look at the MC Sportswear replay.
Yeah, that one jumps onto a red one, unfortunately. Would have been the out had that ball have stayed in the glove.
Here's another look, another angle at this replay, but I'll just go back to the Belinda White play. NCAA scorers will absolutely score that a hit every day of the week. The hitter's got good piece of the ball, run it out, and the fielder has done a reasonable effort to even get a glove on it. That was a bad hop.
And it bounced high too. I think she was preparing it for it to go low.
So it's not just about rewarding the hitter, it's about not penalising the fielder for something that's probably out of her control.
Lisa Gooley up to bat right now. What would Belle White say? Would she say she should make that play?
She's pretty tough on herself, but you know, it's hard to glove those ones.
Yeah.
I think Maddie Scott got a bad one at training and got collected in the face a couple of days ago. So she's...
Runners go, throw down the diamond, and both runners will advance in scoring position. No ball has left the infield. And Gooley's got 2 runners, one on second, one on third.
Yeah, just to finish my point, it's a tough diamond to read if it hasn't been maintained properly. I would say it's in really good condition at the moment, but it's just one of those things. Get a bad hop once in a while.
Swing and a miss as Durham attacks Gooley down, and she's got her on 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think big credit, James, needs to be put out right now. The amount of rain we've received through all of November and October and coming in now it's all of a sudden turned from rain to quite warm, high 20-degree days. The volunteer crew on these diamonds.
Swing and a miss. Durham changes pace and attacks outside. She sort of toyed with Gooley a little bit, and that's a big strikeout with a couple runners in scoring position.
Yeah, with 2 runners on, you couldn't ask for a better result as the defensive team. Pete?
Hey, I was just going to finish off by saying volunteer work crews out here, we don't have, you know, high-end paid staff to maintain these diamonds. So to the volunteers that do come out here week in, week out, that roll up on a Saturday to prepare the diamonds, yourself, James, from the office, who manages to find time in your lunch break to get out and line the diamonds, we really do owe it to those people for keeping this game going on a diamond that has been wet, it's been hard, it's been everything this year.
Georgia Mason swings at a sweeping pitch down low, and she's quickly behind 0-2. Durham attacking low and outside on a couple different players now.
Yeah, it's good tactic. It's hard to hit those pitches low and away, and these batters would be getting a green light to score these runs with none out.
Pokes one towards the outfield. Can't make the play as Walton. 1 run is in. Another will score easily as that ball is sitting right at the fence. Holding up at 2 is the RBI woman herself. Georgia Mason has cashed in a pair.
Nice piece. It was nice and controlled. She just met the ball, got away from Walton, who was at full stretch, and then may have just lost it right at the last moment. Run away to the fence. Pete, I'm waiting for Pete. Sorry about the fresh air, Eric. It was red pen. Well, fair enough. Like, it was a fair opportunity. I mean, we took it easy on Bell, and that might have been harsh on Sophie Walton. She broke hard to her left and just couldn't quite glove it. 2 runs is the result either way for Walkerville.
Here's Steph Gall. Yeah, I'd love to see the replay of that again out in the field.
I think the issue with that one was that there wasn't a lot of bat swing on it. It died real quick.
Yeah,
there was no real bat through the ball. The ball got out. It got under the glove, but she made a bit of ground to get there.
You've got to give Mason an RBI for that one at least. Even if the outfielder caught it, she would have to stop. Let's have a look at this slow-mo replay. Yeah, she just pulled her glove back right at the last second. But, yeah, you've got to give at least an RBI to Mason. It would have been a sacrifice fly at worst with that runner. All the momentum going towards centre field. She would have had to catch it, stop, turn around, throw it. And the speedy Erin Stone, Chelsea Robinson would have easily made it. And Erin Stone to third.
Any way you look at it is Steph Gall at a 3-0 count right now. Strike is thrown. Either way, Sturt not taking care of the softball. You had Erin Stone reach on an error. You had Belle White, although a difficult play, had it bounce in and out of her glove, and then a misplay from Sophie Walton in left, and that's 3 out of the first 4 batters. This one dribbled down the right field line. That's gone foul. Got to take care of the softball.
Yeah, take your chances, and you could probably forgive one, but you don't want to forgive a second, and then as a fielder as well, even on those tough chances, you're probably going to be thinking, only if I'd got it. But look after the softball, you look after your pitcher, you look after your team.
Now a free base again as runners will go to first and second, just 1 out, and Haley Mayer, a swing here can really blow this open early for the Walkerville Cats. How good of a season did Georgia Mason have last year in the Cats premiership campaign?
Oh, she's an up-and-coming gun of the game.
Might be here.
She's definitely presented herself. She's had a couple of good seasons and is absolutely a big part of this Adelaide competition. And she's not a person who takes a backward step. She throws herself at anything. So,
well, a beautiful night here at West Beach. This game marks the longest amount of light we will have of any of the games on the Softball Premier League calendar this year. There will be games on Saturday, but no games at 8 p.m. Longest day of the year coming up on the 21st, which is just a couple weeks away. There'll be no softball played then. Now a ball right back at the center is a tricky one for Durham, and the bases are loaded again. Once again, a ball in and out of a glove of a Sturt defender, albeit that was a tricky one too.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Durham, but it'd probably go down as an error again. Yep. The red pen's been flashed. It's hard to not sound negative, but, you know, these balls have been put into play. You'd probably suggest that 9 times out of 10, this Sturt Falcons lineup are going to make those plays.
Yeah, two things can be true. Good things happen when you put the ball into play, and you got to take care of the softball.
Yeah, there's Michaela Robertson on deck. First time we've seen her on Space Quake Sports for a few years now. She's, I don't know if she's returned to Adelaide, but she's played a couple of Premier League games so far this season as Justina Adams finishes her timeout just to settle her defensive lineup. The equinox.
The 21st, yeah.
21st.
Summer solstice, baby. And then by the time we're back at the end of January, where the days are getting darker.
No, don't
10 days from now, every day that you have will be getting darker for 6 months, James.
Yeah, you're not going to get welcome back if you keep making comments like that.
That's incredibly depressing if it's going to get dark, because that means it's going to get wet and cold again soon.
No, summer lasts until April now here.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It goes late.
And a drier start to the winter as well.
Well, I mean, Australia is a bit of a strange one, right? I mean, the winter doesn't start until at everywhere around the world, winter starts based on the equinox and based on that. So if you're in Canada right now, where I'm from, as bases are loaded for Robinson, you will find, James and Pete, that winter starts on the 21st of December, whereas Australia, things start on the 1st of the month in December. So it would stand to reason that summer should start on December 21st, and then maybe we'd feel not as depressed about this weather we've been having in November.
We've got agreements all around here.
No, don't have an agreement here. We're pretty simple people in Australia. We like to keep it easy.
Number one.
First day, let's start there.
We'll produce a brand.
Next minute, you're going to tell us our week starts on a Wednesday.
It does. Bases loaded here, a 2-1 count to Michaela Robinson, and one swing really changes the formula for Sturt, who have already had to play from behind this season. They lost 6 straight before winning their last 2. They're in position to make a charge at the 4. Walkerville trying to defend.
Yeah, 2-2, loaded bases, got the 7-hitter up.
All
Only
unearned.
one out.
And these would be all unearned runs as well, with 3 errors put on the board so far this inning.
Even Hannah Hutchinson having some trouble collecting that foul ball then. It had a lot of spin on it, but
Linda Martin still fielding 1,000 out there.
oh yeah, she cleaned that up for it. But just to my point is that they're having trouble even fielding in foul territory. Falcons need to switch it on.
Well, you don't have to field if you just strike them out. That's the second strikeout from Ollie Durham. And now all of a sudden they're 1 out away from really limiting the damage.
Yeah, nice pitch. Got it up and out of the zone. And good calling from Tonkin to get the second out.
This is a vibe out right now for Kelly Bested up the plate. And what I mean by that is the vibes change for either one of these teams based on the outcome here. If I told you that Walkerville would make 3 errors and walk a batter and only give up 2 runs, you'd say, we'll take it. We limited the damage. Walkerville would probably say, we missed an opportunity. However, if Walkerville cash in some runs here, well, Walkerville's feeling really good about themselves. We can have a spiritual shift in this softball game based on the outcome of this batter. Well, ball, it's a 2-1 count. Ollie Durham plucking along here. She's pitched well this inning. There hasn't been much hard hit at all.
Yeah, just the one ball to the outfield that arguably could have been caught. So she's put in a good innings worth of work.
It's a 3-1 count, and there's no place to put Kelly Bested. A walk equals a run.
There's Steph Gall on screen. She stands on second. And it's a hitter's count with 2 out and loaded bases.
Swing and a miss. She brings the count full. A strike helps escape a jam. A ball piles on another run.
Perfect time for a split screen as well, producer Brandon.
Just staying alive is Kelly Bested. She'll laugh that off. That was a battle and a half. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-pitch at bat and a circle your scorecard moment. And we're only in the first inning. A 25-minute first inning. Knocked towards right field. Bullock having a look. That drops down. 1 run is in. This might clear them all. It's going to. Bested is hustling for 3. She's cleared them all with a triple, and Walkerville have busted this ball game open. And how about the reaction from Kelly Bested?
Smashes it to the right side, opposite field. And Emily Bullock out at right field just got turned inside out. She had to stop and then change directions. And that was enough to clear the bases. 3 RBIs for Kelly Bested. And the team really got around her. You're right. The reaction, Eric said it all.
On a 7-pitch at bat in an inning that's gone about 25 minutes.
You said it. Circle the card moment.
You got your play of the game so far right there.
Might be the play or the player, and you saw the reaction. You saw a bit of emotion from Bested as she was standing on third. That was excellent. Little opposite field triple. How about it?
Yeah, great piece of the ball. And if you look at the scorecard, a chance at shortstop for Belinda White, the run scores. A wild throw from the first base, the run scores. A muff fly from the left fielder, the run scores. You keep going. A base
Haley
on
Mayer.
balls, run scores. Haley Mayer, an error by the pitcher, the run scores. And then the kid comes up with a triple that clears them all, and they're up 5-0 in a blink of an eye.
And a great lesson there to any softballer. You don't have to swing hard at the ball. Just make contact. Put it in play. And that is all she did there. She just threw her hands at the ball and it went.
And Walkerville, all of a sudden, have scored over 3 runs in a game for the first time since October 16th. It has been literally about 2 months since Walkerville have scored 4+ in a game.
Was it against Sturt?
Might have been.
I think they won that one 9 or 6-1 maybe.
Yeah, that was the last time. And more often than not is throughout all of that, it's 3 strikeouts for Ollie Durham. But yeah, back in round 2, and then since then, Walkerville haven't really got the bats with some mojo. But I'll tell you what, I would love to see. You know, when you're watching sports that have very high technologies on their broadcast, and you see those Amazon stats that are like win probability from here. What's the win probability with Taylor Cottle in the mound in a 5-run advantage?
I don't think she's given up 5 runs in a game ever. Not in the Premier League, at least, anyway.
Big thank you to all of our partners for making this happen. The two broadcast partners for this broadcast is Mates in Construction. They've jumped on board with Walkerville and Safeguard Insurance. Safeguard Insurance has been protecting South Australians for over 30 years, and Mates in Construction, an independent charity working to reduce suicide and strengthen mental health in the construction, mining, and energy sectors. More on both of those partners a little later on, but a massive thank you, especially this first half of the softball season, to the community stepping up, and people like yourselves for giving your time to call the games, and all the sponsors and Spacequake Sports for making these broadcasts happen in year number 10 of Spacequake Sports.
I'm just looking at results for the year so far. Walkerville have given up 9 runs in a game twice so far this year, but I would dare say that that was without Caudle pitching. And they did lose 4-1 against Hills Heat this time last week.
And they've only scored 2 runs in their last 3 games, I think.
Yeah, the floodgates have definitely opened for Walkerville tonight.
As Hannah Hutchison steps up, and you think about it, that one swing from Kelly Bested has outscored their offense in the last 2 weeks. Hannah Hutchison up to bat right now. What a huge game she had on Saturday. Sturt, again, needing to win that game. She delivered a couple RBIs on a base hit in that first inning, which really got Sturt into that game. Now she's got to get it on base versus, well, I want to say one of the best, but if you take a look at her trophy cabinet, she's got a trophy that says, I am literally the best in the South Australian competition.
Yeah, pitching award, the Laurie Brown pitching award. She was the starting pitcher in the team of the year, and of course the Kath Kroll medalist.
Ball put in play, and that one stays fair. And how about Hannah Hutchison? Comes up big again with an early game base hit, and if you're gonna start a response, starts like that. That hugged the line.
She's taken a leaf out of the Hills Heat book from last week. If you were watching last week from home, Eric, I know you had the laundry to do.
I did. I was watching.
Yeah, the Hills Heat was setting up to hit that rise ball. And that's what Hutchinson did. She got the rise ball and she drove it.
Well, the umpires are having a word about this, about whether it was fair or foul. They're giving the thumbs up. I think Bindi Stansfield from Walkerville was just asking the question. The replay looked like it was hugging the line. Couldn't see anything to overturn that.
No, it was a perfect call, and you had Jason Irvine who had to jump out the way of the ball as it ran through him. So he was well and truly in the position to tell where the ball crossed the line, and they've conferred that it was the correct call.
I do like that they checked. I mean, that's probably what you should do, is check with the other umpires, see if you got a better view on it.
Not 100%. Pete Fairley gave much of the conversation out over there.
That rode up and in on Rachel Tonkin, and she has to take a step back, and it's a 1-0 count.
That's how they lost the game on Saturday. It was a 1-0 epic against West Torrens, and with loaded bases, she hit the batter in the box, Taylor Caudle, for a walk-off win to West Torrens, 1-0. So she needs to maybe just bring that pitch on the inside just a little closer to the plate.
A literal walk-off. So Tonkin in a hitter's count here. Still lots of time, still an hour to go in this game, so Sturt can just chip away if they can. This one drops down right in front of Robinson, but she's got a cannon, and she throws out the lead runner.
It was a great bunt. It just stopped dead in the sandy batter's box. But let's have a look at the MC Sportswear replay. Robinson up quickly. Great position to throw from, and even Casey Taylor was at the back of the base as well, so it had to travel further than what it normally would have.
And she's throwing to somebody that's not normally playing shortstop at the ones as a regular starter. That's a big play from Casey Taylor. That's a great throw from Chelsea Robinson. And
great play.
Now a bunt laid down once again from Mensforth. Scooped up on third from Gooley, but Mensforth hustles it out. So either way, Sturt are going to have 2 runners on.
Yeah, there's a great bunt there and some good speed by Mensforth. She was off and gone real quick, beat the throw, so it wasn't anything wrong with the throw. It was just beat the throw, as simple as that. Just that one before, just interesting Hannah getting caught out sliding into second. She probably just dropped her slide a bit late and ended up running into the slide as she got to the base. So potentially could have had 2 on base for that bump.
Good pick up there, Pete. What I've picked up is that there were about 4 failed bunt attempts in Sturt's first inning. They've executed in this one.
Emily Bullock steps up to the plate. She was showing something too. I mean, the big one here is if just one of Bullock and Walton can reach, would stand to reason that Sturt may have scored a run, although even a walk might just load the bases. But if one of them can reach, it would allow Sarah Tonkin to step up to the plate with runners on base. Takes a team to manufacture runs, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So barring a double play, Sarah Tonkin is going to have a crack at this with bases on balls, and that got her on the hand.
On the forearm, I reckon, Eric, as we have a look at another at the replay,
got under the glove.
Turned for a bunt. Steve Smith, do you see that? Every time, because he squares up
Yeah.
to play forward defense, and it's the back elbow that gets hit.
Well, Sophie Walton now all of a sudden bases loaded. And again, it comes from a hit by pitch, a single down the line, a bunt single. And how big right now is that throw looking from Sophie, or from Chelsea Robinson?
I don't want to put the commentator's curse on her, but this kid is an up-and-coming little star. She's young, she's athletic, she's fast, she's a good infielder, she's a good left-hand batter.
That'll do it.
She's got 2 strikes on her.
Yeah, just the trouble with that one there, when you're on the run from the left-handed batter, timeout called, and probably right to do so as well. Good call from coach Justina Adams. Just to speak to a young player, when you're on the move in the left-handed batter's box, and I'm no expert, okay, I'll just say it now. There's one thing that I'm not an expert at in softball. I'll admit it. It's the left-handed running bunt. But if I'm catching this batter, I'm calling the outside edge every day of the week, because she was stepping towards first base as she was on the move, with no chance of reaching anything on the outside edge.
Tonkin at third, Mensforth at second, Bullock stands at first. A base hit gets Sturt right back in this game. But they got to go against the strikeout master in Taylor Cottle. Just missed. Cottle was looking for it, but that looked up.
Yeah, one of the things Zoe Thompson said last year was that she found herself, when she was doing these left hands, she was running too much towards the first out of the box, and the issue being then she was getting caught on these outside pitches every time. So you're right, James, they just pepper that outside edge as soon as you look to do it.
Cottle will reset and reload. 1-2 count to the youngster Walton. Fouled away again. And that's a good swing from Sophie Walton on a ball that was up just to stay with it. They're expecting that rise ball up, and they're attacking it.
Yeah, if anything our state players have got out of playing Premier League here is they've got used to seeing a rise ball in the last year.
Yeah.
Walton stays with it, and it just goes foul. It was just hooking down that left field line, but that had some good exit velo on it.
Yeah, great piece of the ball, and you called it, Pete. It was a great contact from this young athlete, and geez, if it stayed in, it might have ended up in dead man's alley.
And she's got legs to get to 3, would have cleared the bases, much like we saw for Walkerville.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, opposite field triple. I need it. Trailing by 5.
And she's just stuck with it and has evened up the count. It's now working into a 7-pitch at bat after falling behind 0-2. However, this
waiting and anticipating.
Yeah, however this goes, it's a heck of an effort from Sophie And she's worked the count full. From 0-2 down, fouls a couple away, sticks with it.
Yeah, I don't know what Justina said to her when she called her off at 2 strikes, but it's worked.
Pitch number 8 of the at-bat between Cottle and Walton. A walk is a run. Called out on strikes. Cottle wins the battle, but barely. And there's 2 down, bases still loaded.
MC Sportswear replay, yeah, it was down the middle, but it was a great battle. And, you know, Walton's done really well, the kid.
Sarah Tonkin has bases loaded.
Resilience a big part of the psychological part of this game, and she showed it there. Unfortunately couldn't get on, but still a good opportunity here for Sturt.
Big block from Chelsea Robinson. It's been an aggressive response from Sturt, but they've got to make something count. 6th batter of the inning. And Sarah Tonkin has a good rip at it. It's a 1-1 count. Tonkin doesn't strike out easily. Already 3 strikeouts today for Taylor Cottle. Of her 5 outs that she's recorded so far. Rip down the line, that stays fair. 1 run is in, another one will score. The cutoff missed, but Sarah Tonkin drives in a pair, and it's a 5-2 game.
Yeah, great piece of the ball from Sarah Tonkin. There's a big puff of chalk, and that means fair. Well done to Michaela Robinson to reduce it to the 2 runs and keep that runner from first at second. Got the ball in quick, smart, but 2 runs, very important for the Falcons. And the bottom of the order really to be the ones to be praised for the Falcons. Eric, you got the 5-hitter lead off with a single, the 7-hitter with a single, the 8-hitter with a walk, and that's how the bases were loaded. And then with the lead off and one of the team leaders in Sarah Tonkin to drive in that run, Hannah Robson 2 is the courtesy runner.
Well, now Ollie Durham, if she can reach, things become mighty interesting with Belinda White standing on deck.
Amazing response after giving up 5 as well.
Durham pokes at one. It's a tricky one, a diving effort. Durham will reach, a run is going to score, and Belle White will have the tying runs on base.
Just a little bit of luck, right? Walkerville had it themselves. The ball, only 1 ball left the infield. They managed to score 5, besides Beston's triple. 2 balls left the infield, and they scored 5 runs. Now it is Sturt's turn to get a little bit of luck as Durham puts enough bat on ball to get over the head of the first baser, and a great diving effort. Take nothing away from Erin Stone. She nearly had the Eastern play of the game wrapped up. Timeout called for Walkerville because Belinda White up to bat. You never know. I reckon they'll put her on.
There's a chance you do that. If you do that, then bases are loaded, and the go-ahead would be on there. But again, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Belinda White, a swing of the bat, she can put Sturt in front.
Just double check for us, Pete. Was that a
greenie.
Drop catch? No,
that was a greenie.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a lot of effort.
Beyond reasonable effort.
Beyond an ordinary effort. Yeah. She just, it would have been a hell of a catch, but
I think
it did good to actually just get a glove to it, to be honest.
So they're going to pitch to Belle White. This is a circle your scorecard moment again, and a decision that will loom large. Remember, no Maddie Cameron in the lineup.
Struck her out first time up.
It was a long at-bat, though. Sophie Walton stands on first place as the courtesy runner for the pitcher. What a response. from Sturt. Sticky Sturt. They just hang around.
What? I wouldn't say that. I think you blink and they will smash you. And they've just proven it. Even the kids in the bottom half of their lineup have got the ability to put you to the sword.
Bell White up the middle. Caudle will ground and scoop. But Sturt issue a response. They score 3, and they're right back in this ball game.
Yeah, outside edge, hits the end of the bat, spins a bit funny, and then Caudle wanted to make sure she took an extra couple of steps as she underarmed that. It was a great location from Caudle. Great pitching, good calling from Robinson to get the ball out of the strike zone.
Big thanks to our broadcast partners, Walkerville, who are coming up to bat. They're brought to you by Mateson Construction. They're an independent charity working to reduce suicide and strengthen mental health across the construction, mining, and energy sectors. They focus on preparation, prevention, intervention, and crisis support, providing practical on-site training and ongoing assistance to build safer and more supportive workplaces. Mates empowers workers to recognize the signs when someone is struggling, start the conversation, and connect their mates to help. Built on the simple idea of mates looking out for mates. Saving lives and strengthening mental health across the construction, mining, and energy sectors. Do we have a Sports Center update from Pete Williams?
We do. We're into the 6th. They about to roll into the bottom of the 6th out the back diamond. Hill still with a 1-0 lead. They'll be disappointed. They've had 9 hits to 1, but haven't been able to consolidate those 9 hits into runs, unfortunately. A hit to Georgia King, Abby Bastian, Charisma Ferguson, Sarah Harvey, and also Sky Vumar. 2 hits to Zoe Marich and Megan Jemson, and a hit to Montana Edwards for Port.
Well, the woman on screen that you just saw making her Premier League debut.
Yeah, Jess Stewart has come in to pitch for Ollie Durham. She'll go back to the DP spot. It's her Premier League debut, and she came to Australia to work for Softball SA in the Sunraysia and Riverland regions, and got the itch, got the bug to come and give it a go. She's 4 years out of Dean College in Franklin, Massachusetts. Is that New England?
New England, Massachusetts?
Yep. And 2 years as team captain. Something different for the Walkerville Cats to look at after Ollie Durham. It really wasn't a bad inning. It's just they gave up 5. So they got this pitcher as a bit of a freebie, didn't they? Sort of like Kara Larson for Walkerville.
Sarah Tonkin calls everybody off, but that's in and out of her glove, and Chelsea Robinson is given second life.
You do not want to give players of that caliber a second chance. Lovely person as well, Jess Stewart, just like you'd like to say, and so I wish her all the best because she put in 4 or 5 months with Softball SA, working in the Sunraysia and Riverland region, put in a lot of kilometres and is a pitching coach as well. So if you want to get some pitching instruction, I'm sure she'll be happy to help you out, and glad she's found a home at the Falcons.
My understanding was she was out last night with the Sturt under-18 team, already working with them.
Beautiful. Her partner is from Adelaide. Met him at university. I think he's some sort of genius, aeronautical engineer or something. And
so smarter than me and you combined. Without hesitation. Robinson now on a full count. Pops one way up in the air. Sophie Walton. Wow.
Yeah, an important catch as well. After giving up 5 the inning prior, Falcons really need to clean up their defence, and Walton read that one pretty well. It did go very high, though. It was nearly one of Dave Muggleton's moonshots.
Oh, don't go back there again.
Well, even talking to Carol Tonkin before the game, just talking about Sturt and their season so far. And She was saying she couldn't believe how many pitchers were going down with injuries, that right now Ollie Durham is having to pitch both A grade and B grade right now for Sturt, and how sorely they needed another arm. And she was saying, we really hope this Jess Stewart can pitch some important innings for them, and she's going to get an opportunity tonight. That might be a key to not just Sturt's A grade side, but the B grade side, so they don't have to rely on just one arm.
Gets through her pitching pretty quick, like not a lot of time between pitches.
Around, yep.
Must be used to the pitch clock back home.
Very Jared Farrell-like as well. Doesn't take too many steps past the pitching plate, straight into position, gets the signal, and into her work.
My understanding is the uniform has been sitting in Carol Tonkin's drawer at home for 2 years. They've been sitting there just in case they had someone roll in from interstate or internationally that needed it, and she was presented it, and she was pretty proud to put it on.
Good story, good one.
It is a walk and a base runner as Walkerville, who had a 5-run lead after scoring 5 in the first, capitalizing off a walk and 3 errors from Sturt. Sturt issued a response. Right now, the hero shot is from Kelly Bested, the triple that cleared the bases.
Yeah, watch this hitter swing.
Lisa Gooley.
Yeah, I love the look in the first inning. She may have gone down swinging and was the first out of the first inning, but she had 3 hard swings. I remember she played in the fully loaded competition for the Nairn Angels and just had that swing, and it was so good to watch.
She's got a very good swing in diamond sports. She played on senior state team for South Australia and women's baseball as well, Lisa Gooley, and had a really nice tournament. Especially with the bat, to your point. She just makes contact, sees the ball well, and has a transferable swing. Although a mix in pace has a 1-2 count on her here.
Well, looks like she's got a couple of tricks here, Jess Stewart. Different kinds of spin and different variants of pace.
It's doing a fair bit around, I think. It's not fast, but it's definitely moving up and down and sideways. So I think she's just trying to find that groove at the moment. That's why there's been a couple of loose ones, but when she's on the mark.
So to tie that in with her quick pitching, well, that's what they call it in softball when you're not giving the batter any time to settle. Yeah, that one. Eric's trying to describe it with his hand. How that's moving.
On a visual.
And then that one went the other way.
You make great television there, Eric. If only we had a camera on you.
It's a this pitch.
So she's got good spin, she's got good speed variation, and she's moving pretty quickly. So
ground ball over to short, and
for a game that's only through 2 innings in 53 minutes, she got through that one pretty quickly and with only the walk as the blemish.
And you can see how much she was smiling while she was pitching. Looked like she was really enjoying being back in the arena again in that circle, and I'm sure that she will feel great knowing that it's a 0.
And I think you find that style of pitching, that quick pitching, is actually going to bring some of our local teams a little bit undone. There are some batters that like to take a little bit of time getting settled in the box. She's going to be there ready to go. They're going to have to be ready for this because that is going to frustrate the living daylights out of some.
You've taken the thought out of my mind there, Pete, because there's I can't think of any other pitcher in the Premier League that is working quick like that.
No, I can't think of one in the last few seasons. As you said, she's 1 step behind the plate, turns around, good to go again. Sarah Tonkin's got to be super quick down behind the plate because she's ready to go.
Big thanks and a reminder that tonight's game proudly supported by Safeguard Insurance, protecting South Australians for over 30 years. Whether it's your home, your car, your business, or the things you love the most, Safeguard has you covered with local service you can trust. Visit safeguardinsurance.com.au to get a quote today. Safeguard Insurance, your safety, our priority. Big thank you to all of our broadcast partners on the year. We've gone through 2 innings. It's taken almost an hour. It's a 5-3 ball game. It's been an entertainment one. 5 of these runs have come with 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, just apologies. Pete, you could do the special comment, the colour commentary. My mum's just come to interrupt me.
Oh, I tell you what, you'll still get a Christmas present. You gave a good hug.
Jordan Lee lays down a bunt, and what a perfect spot this is. Robinson across the diamond. She's safe with ease. There was about one spot you could drop that ball, and it was there.
Yeah, great bunt from Jordan Lee. It got far enough away from Robinson, who ended up fielding it. Caudle got there first, but let Robinson take it. Have a look at this on the MC Sportswear replay.
Yeah, easily.
Great stuff from Jordan Lee.
Brings up Hannah Hutchison, and this is the string of batters, Hutchison, Tonkin, Mensforth, and Bullock, that all got on and later scored in that 3-run inning for Sturt in the second. Worth noting, by the way, fellas, that the leadoff runner has reached in all 3 innings for Sturt in this game.
Yeah, increases your chances of scoring, and if they keep this up, they might be able to get back. I said it about 20 minutes ago that no one scores 5 runs against Taylor Caudle. Well, Sturt looking the goods. They're not out of this.
Just to jump off the back of that, though, all 3 leadoffs have got on base. None of the 3 leadoffs across the home plate.
Yeah, that is interesting. You're right. Hutchison reached on a single and then was out on a fielder's choice. She had Rachel Tonkin behind her, dropped down a bunt on a ball that just stuck there, and they threw the runner out on second as Hutchison couldn't slide in there, and that's what took away the leadoff runner from scoring last time.
I shouldn't say that 3 of them haven't, because still live play the 3rd one at the moment, but gone into the 7th down the back. Regulation game, they've started the 7th inning. Still 1-0 Hillsway.
They're 5 innings in front of us now.
I think our first 1.5 innings here went for about 47 minutes. So.
Crazy. That's literally what it was.
Yep.
2 balls and 2 strikes right now on Hannah Hutchison. It's in a couple straight games now, and she fouls one away. And if anything, Sturt, these last 2 innings, they've gone deep into counts against Taylor Caudle.
Yeah, they're starting to get a look now, obviously, and they're working her. A couple of them have worked out that rise ball and what they're doing with it. So, it's just a matter of now Taylor going back to her mental strength of what she has and what we know she has in the middle to find a way around this Sturt lineup from a Walkerville point of view. And we've seen the change up with the pitcher now coming with Stewart going into the middle for Sturt, and what that did, the change, the speed of the game, the pitching style change. It's not that flat that we're used to. So a couple of key moments from both coaches going on here now.
Swing and a miss, so another lengthy battle, but Caudle wins it. She's got 4 strikeouts on the day.
Yeah, she stuck at it. She's spoken before on commentary, Taylor, about what do you do when you get a battle in there in the box and what's the important thing for a pitcher to do. And she said, she always says her aim is to stick to what she knows, go back to what she knows. And 9 times out of 10 it pays off. Did there.
Keep it simple. Rachel Tonkin takes a pitch on the inside edge. It's an 0-1 count. Tonkin reached on a fielder's choice and scored her first time up.
And bunting seems to be the go-to for the Falcons at the moment. And if there's a person who's bunted more times than anyone in a Falcons uniform over the last decade, it's
this one popped up. Diving back is Chelsea Robinson. It was a great effort. That would have been a spectacular diving catch.
Yeah, great effort from Robinson. She's learned from the best as well, because that had a Belinda White-ness about it, didn't it?
And glad she left her mask on, because as the ball came back off the net, it hit her in the head.
A bit of a doink. Pop. Jordan Lee still stranded at first.
Caudle attacks inside again on Tonkin. That one just missed.
3 infield singles to the Falcons out of their 5 hits.
Oh, that's a wild stat. Yeah, the bunt from Mensforth, who's on deck, was one of the key moments of this game so far. This up the middle takes a couple bounces to Taylor. They get 1, so the lead runner retired. And that's the second time that's happened when Tonkin's up to base. She reaches on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, nice play from the youngster as well. Stayed low and then underhands it for the lead runner. Nice play by the two pivot players.
There you go. The third lead-off, not to make it home.
Third lead-off that will not score. You're absolutely right. That's crazy.
Most teams will be pretty confident when their lead-off gets on.
So you've both come up with great stats this inning. Every lead-off so far has got on for Sturt, and every lead-off who has got on has not scored.
Crazy. And all 5 of the runs that Walkerville have scored are unearned. Not often you see a scoreline where you have a 5 against your name, but 0s in the ER category.
Yet 9 batters, 5 runs, but
3 errors.
yeah, all costly.
And with 2 outs, Kelly bested. Her bases clearing triple is the difference-making swing. Swing and a miss, strikeout number 5 from Taylor Cottle as we've reached the middle of the 3rd. And Walkerville will have a chance to get the bats back out and go to work. We're just over an hour through the game so far. Well, this is an important one for the softball South Australia community. West Beach Parks going through a slight redevelopment, to say the least, with their master plan. James, this is an important one for the community to go on and give some feedback.
Yeah, and full credit to the softball community as well. The softball community made up more than half of the community consultation, and they gave a bit of a comparison with the Jetty Road community consultation. This had double the amount of the community consultation as the Jetty Road upgrade did. And what does it mean? Well, there's plenty on there. Thank you, Brandon, for scrolling through. But basically, we just want you to go on and just give your feedback on the 2 concept designs. If you're asking for what softball wants out of this, it's probably all of it. Because we want to work together with the other sports. There looks like some pickleball courts going to go in, some beach volleyball courts. In fact, if they get 4 beach volleyball courts in, they can bring events to this precinct, and that really puts us on the map. It helps put softball in the map. It helps softball as a community if we encourage these other sports. Yes, there's a cricket pitch in there, but that's okay. We can work around that. Yes, there's potential upgrades to the facilities here. This is a master plan. It's all subject to funding, but there's things on there like backstops for our external diamonds on the Barrett Reserve. We've been campaigning for that for decades. I know Anthony's put in a little bit of work for that as well over the last couple of years. And there's something in it for every sport that's in the precinct as well. So thanks to West Beach Parks for putting this work together. But now it's up to us and the community. Get online, have your say. Pete, I think there's only about a week to go.
Yeah, it closes. I believe it's next Wednesday it closes. And as you said, James, a big thank you to West Beach Parks for commissioning this whole project right back from the start, getting the initial feedback from the people involved, all the stakeholders here, the community, not just the people that play here, but the people that live nearby and everyone that comes and frequents this facility all year round. So, and
listening, too, because I know there was some anxieties anytime you see that, although this is ripped from Steph Gall. Back to the wall. It drops in front of it. Gall is going to rip to second base, have a look at third, and it's a leadoff double. And for the 5th time in 6 half innings, a leadoff runner is aboard.
Yeah, this one into scoring position. Steph Gall drives one over the head of left field, and you can't put a ball further away from a fielder than that. It stopped perfectly against the fence, allows her to stand up comfortably at second, and a nice leadoff.
I wonder if, what I put in my West Beach Parks feedback survey is I've requested a dome be put over this diamond right here. I wonder if the ball would travel a little further if this was completely enclosed in the dome. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Hit with the breeze a little bit here. It would help with the weather, though. I'd really love that.
Ground ball over to first and a quick flip, and they make the play in Jess Stewart's 2nd inning of work. But in all seriousness, you are right. It's an important one to jump online and do. I don't know. If someone's watching, put the link in the comments or something so people can go do it. It takes a little bit of time to do it. Not too much time. It's not like it's going to chew up your day, but, it takes 15 minutes to get through it properly.
Just on the MC Sportswear replay, Hayley Malett legging that one out, but good defense from Hannah Hutchinson. Kelly Robinson up to bat. My last point on the West Beach Parks master plan is that this does not happen without campaigning and talking to government and talking to the staff at West Beach Parks and trying to get better facilities for this sport. It's even got drinking fountains. Mm-hmm. It's got dog stations as dog drinking fountain stations. It's got cover for the backfield. It's got accessibility. It's got wayfinding. There is so much in this for softball that if we can get community support on this, right, it's a better chance of things going ahead. There's something in there for lacrosse as well, netball, and
ground ball up the middle, scooped up. Bit of a double clutch from Belinda White, but she makes sure she has it and then unleashes the hammer.
Yeah, that was double clutch was to hold up Steph Goal at third. As we watch the MC Sportswear replay, you've got her eyes on the runner there, fires it across and keeps that runner at bay with 2 out.
Yeah. And just finishing on that, James, as well, with that West Beach master plan, it's a 5 to 10 year plan, but you'd imagine that after that 5 to 10 years, whatever's here is going to remain untouched for some time because it should be what it needs to be. So you're looking realistically at what the next 20 to 30 years at this facility is going to be. So it's critical that people now are putting in, and not only people from here, but people from interstate that come and play here, play national tournaments here. Even if there's any baseball listeners, the people that are attached to all the other baseball teams that come here and play, put your feedback in. They are listening, and you're right. They did listen to all the feedback they got. They came up with 3 plans. They've settled on 2, and now it's up to us to tell them which one and why is the better of the 2.
Kelly Bested up to bat right now. She had the game-defining swing back in the first inning. It was a 2-out triple that scored 3 runs. I'm not great at math. This woman's partner is way better at math than I am. But even I can know that 5 minus 3 is 2, and 2 is less than 3. So without that swing, Walkerville are behind.
Yeah, at the moment, you're probably either looking at the Carve player of the game or the play of the game powered by Eastern Australia.
Could it be the both first double winner?
Potentially, right?
Yeah, especially if she does something here.
Because both pitches haven't been, well, all 3 pitches haven't been perfect, and the defenses both haven't been perfect. So, it might actually come down to that, as you said before, Eric, circle the card moment.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and she's going to fly one out to left field again. Walton having a look, and that will end the inning, but it was a good piece of the ball from Kelly Bested, who's seeing it really well tonight. That would have been gone in the dome, but instead, it's the end of the inning, and it's 2 zeros on the board for Jess Sturt in her Premier League debut.
2 innings, 8 batters, 2 on base, 1 by a walk, 1 from the Steph called double. If I could say one more thing, I know I said one more thing one more time ago. Oh, thanks, Brandon. Perfect. I can talk about it again.
Brandon for player of the game?
Play of the game to Brandon. Is that there's a couple of flashy things on there as well, Pete, isn't there? A couple of scoreboards, one for baseball, one for softball. And that's something that we desperately want. The old rickety thing out at centre field hasn't worked in a decade.
Is there a scoreboard out there?
Yes, there is, and maybe even some LED light conversion. If you have a look, they've actually got a YouTube video, and you can have a look at see what some of the upgrades are. Some synthetic turf. Now, there's a little contention around that, but we want to be able to play 12 months of the year here, and the only way to do that is synthetic infield. I've got a nod from Toby Sadler for that. Upgrades to a toilet block, some playgrounds in the facility. I said it before, there's something for everyone. Right, get on there. This has been a home since 1959, right? So 60-odd years where a foundational sport as part of the West Beach Trucks Act that was written in 1985. Our building was built in 1984. There's even some provision in there if we are to get some funding to do a master plan and do some upgrades to the club rooms. That'll come later, right? But we'll need some government funding for that.
This facility has the potential to be the number 2 sporting facility in South Australia behind Adelaide Oval and the Memorial Drive region. This has the opportunity to be with about 4 or 5 Olympic sports in one facility the best potential sporting facility behind Adelaide Oval Precinct.
All right, I think we've said enough
Well,
about
footy's
it.
not an Olympic sport, so maybe we got Adelaide Oval beat.
Neither's cricket.
Yet. Emily Bullock swings through a pitch.
Our numbers aren't as big as cricket across the world, but softball numbers around the world dwarf Australian rules football and rugby league combined.
And on top of it, we will welcome anyone who has a large business who would like to assist in funding any of this.
Give us a call. Pete will leave his mobile number in the comments, but
It's 867-5309. Give that one a go.
Just while we got it, guys, 7 innings complete down the back.
7.
Hills have won 1-0.
Wow.
A lot of runners on base for Hills, but they could only get the one home. Port Adelaide struggled with the bat, only the 2 hits. Not a single error in the game, though, so it must have been clean fielding.
So
did Sarah
Hills,
Harvey throw the whole game?
Yeah, I believe. No, Michaela Jankovic. She pitched the first 5 innings. Sarah Harvey came on and pitched the back end. So
Hills move now then to a
4 points,
9-point clear of missing of the final spot of where that dropout zone is. And with 10 games to go, it sort of shortens the equation a little bit. Their magic number is 6. And what I mean by 6 is that's the number of either wins that they need or losses. And that could be Walkerville if they lose today, but right now it's Seacombe. So combination of 6 Hills wins or 3 Seacombe losses will see the Hills in the finals again as that gets bunted down the line. Every team plays on Saturday. Theoretically, that could be 2. I mean, if everything goes perfectly, you know what that means? That means that Hills could be punching a finals ticket perhaps on that CFS round, theoretically.
Yeah, banking the early wins. I think we spoke about this. If it wasn't in October, it was early November. You bank the early wins and you really set yourself up for the run home. You don't want to be playing catch-up, not when the competition's this tight.
Sophie Walton up to bat right now. She had a really plucky 8-pitch at bat her first time up. And right now, this very well could be Sturt's last chance, the way this game has been flowing. We're here in the 4th inning. It's taken 70 minutes on the nose to get there. There's 15 minutes left before no new innings will be called.
I tell you what, if anyone wants the audio of Pete Fairley saying she didn't go there, it was along the lines of, no.
That just on the inside. It's a 2-1 count, so another plucky at bat here from Sophie Walton.
And if anyone ever doubted Amanda Fairley's comments over the last few years that she is blooding and developing these young kids, well, they're showing it now. They're doing it. Their internationals are starting to help those young kids. And their master on the diamond, Megan Jemson, she's starting to put the bat on ball. Had a good game last week, and she's put a couple more bats on ball tonight. So
now a bunt in play, and that hops over the glove. It's going to be a base runner, and the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Sarah Tonkin, who the last time up swung through and plated a couple of runs. This is the moment for Sturt. They've got Tonkin, Durham, and White due up. They have a base runner. They're running out of time. They won't get another at-bat in this game. In all likelihood, it is Sturt's time to strike.
And you said that the runs that come from Walkerville in the first innings come from red runs. That's a red runner on base now. It was classed an error, so not an error on the back diamond. We've seen, I think, 4 or 5 here tonight.
Now a bunt down the line, and again, push it down that side and try to do some work and get on base. They've had a couple infield hits in this game already.
Yeah, infield hits. They're going back to the bunt. We can see a new third base player. That's Kira Trevorrow in for Alyssa Gooley. Made the transition over from the Hills Heat this year, and we were told earlier that it was a matter of logistics. She lives closer to the Walkerville Softball Club, so good to see her in the Premier League, and good kid as well. Schoolgirls representation, some junior state teams as well, so a handy player for the Walkerville Cats as Sarah Tonkin on base twice so far in this game.
I'll tell you what,
2 RBI single in the 2nd inning.
if anyone at Softball Australia is watching, please,
Tonkin rips it down the line.
please be watching Chelsea Robinson behind the plate. She is on the move super quick there with that runner on one. She is an athlete and a half at the speed that she's moving to get up and move. So if anyone is watching, get your eyes on her and get her into that Aussie Spirit team quick smart. I know she's in the squad, but she needs to be there.
No arguments from this side of the table. Has been unlucky in the program for so long. Did a couple of stints overseas in the Pro League in the States. She played in Europe. Went to a World Cup as a bullpen catcher and just missed her moment. And now all of a sudden they're turning, going through players left, right and centre. Maybe a shortage of good catchers as well. Whereas we've got about 4 or 5 local talent in the catching department. Amber Hood, Sarah Tonkin and Chelsea Robinson, just to name a few.
She's a national champion. It's a 2-2 count. Tonkin wants timeout. This is a massive pitch when it comes to this game. We're now 11 minutes before no new innings are called. This is the top of the order for Sturt. Tonkin, Durham, and White, all national caliber players. One of them an Olympian. 1 national champion, 2 national champions, including Tonkin. And the count is full. Robinson from her knees bullets it down to first. Runner safe, and it's a full count again. Tonkin again near the league lead in hits, as she seems to be every year. Flares one to left field. Michaela Robinson moving back, and she makes a big-time catch to retire a big out.
She hit that well, Sarah Tonkin, and off the bat it looked like it was going to clear her, and she tracked it well. She backed back and took a good catch, and that runner remains at first, all importantly for the Cats.
Can Ollie Durham get on base and give Belinda White a chance to tie this game here in what is likely the last inning? That's what's at stake right here. Durham did just that her last time up in the second. A second inning where Sturt fought back with 3 runs to get themselves into this game after trailing 5-0 after the first. Slash to the right side, Aaron Stone with a big-time diving catch.
Yeah, she had a chance against Durham last time she had in that bat and doesn't make a mistake this time. Great piece of the ball from Durham.
She doesn't make that play. Belinda White is stepping up to bat with a chance to tie this game for Sturt. Instead, if White even gets the opportunity, she'll have nobody on there. Given the context of that moment, it might enter the conversation for a Easton play of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Her or bested as we speak. Now, Jess Stewart has got through her 2 innings of work fairly quickly, reasonably quickly. Remember, we started 2 minutes later.
Yeah, they have
remember
9 minutes. Has to get under 9 minutes right here.
Remember when Pete complimented plate umpire Toby Sadler that he could read a watch?
It was a digital watch.
Still hard.
So really, there is
9
still
minutes.
9 minutes until no new innings. So if they can get through this reasonably quickly, although it doesn't look like Sturt are hustling, they're still going through their warm-ups, they're still giving their high fives. I think that's one area of this game that the Premier League can work on, and that is their hustle late in a game when it's on the line.
So let's chat, though. I mean, what's the play of the game? Who's the player of the game? For me, to be honest, it's bested for both.
At the moment, right as we stand at the moment, it's bested for both.
I reckon the next batter might tell you what she does when she comes up. She's got on base twice. She's got home once. She's taken that great catch then. She hasn't really done a lot wrong, Aaron Stone, but it all depends what she does at her next bat. She'll get a chance. Bested may not.
Casey Taylor leading things off. Aaron Stone made that nice play, if you wanted one there, just to prevent Belle White from having an opportunity at the plate that last inning.
And play of the game might even go to the coaching staff of Walkerville. If they can throw out the anchor and slow the pace of this game right down. I guess it all depends on how deep the count goes. Taylor's already 0-2.
If they can get through this inning quickly, Sturt, and they do come back to tie or win it, the woman in the circle Jess Sturt might be making a case for it too.
Yeah, been very clean. Like I mentioned at the end of the last inning, she's only allowed 2 base runners in her 2 innings of work, but just the 1 strikeout.
All 5 runs unearned. They were all off errors, although the triple was a no-doubter down the line that scored runs with 2 outs with bases loaded in the first inning. The game-defining swing on a long at-bat. Rosali Durham, Kelly Bested came through. That hit her on the head, yeah.
Well, a 1-2 count, and they need quick outs. The 9 hit is the one that you want to have the first out, and they're giving her a free pass, so...
She's going to kill a bit of time here. She's got to look at the helmet, make sure it's not cracked or damaged in any way.
Well, this could be the defining moment of, well, the end of the game, the back half of the game, in that they could take all the time in the world right now with concussion protocols in the game at the moment. I know you're wearing a helmet for a reason, but to slow this down, and then the top of the order to come. But Walkerville just going about their work here.
Spirit of the game, James. Spirit of the game.
1-0 count to Chelsea Robinson, who's caught a good one again today. 6 minutes before no new innings is called. They might have enough time, but they need an out here.
Double play would be handy for them.
Tough with Chelsea Robinson running down the line, though. She cracks one towards center field, and not having to move far is Ashlyn Mensforth, and there's that quick out.
Yeah, good catch. She needed to read this one quickly because it was coming like a tracer bullet, and she gets the ball in quick, smart, and holds the runner at 1.
Erin Stone steps in. She has reached twice. She made that diving catch, reached on an error in the first, and walked in the second. She scored. Cashed in by Georgia Mason, who flared a ball to left field. It was ruled an error. It probably should have been caught, but regardless, Erin Stone and Chelsea Robinson touched home. All of Walkerville's runs scored in the first.
Stone, very watchful, her first at-bat against Jess Sturt. She got on from an error from the first base, so a bit of a wild throw and a bunt, but the first time up at bat, that was against Durham, but very watchful against Sturt.
Down the line, it stays fair. Erin Stone's been on base 3 times today. And there are 2 runners on, and that'll help extend the time of this inning as well.
Well, she was my one that I said when she comes up to bat. She's now been on base 3 times from 3 at-bats. Admittedly, one of them was a walk and one was an error, but 3 times at-bat on base, and probably no more critical time than that one, plus that great catch. 2 good defensive plays. She covered off at second base on a lead runner, and then took a sharp chance on that line drive from Durham. So, yeah, handy from Erin Stone, Pete. You're welcome.
She has certainly entered the chat in a big way. You have some last-second chances in the comments. It feels like it's between Bested and Stone right now. Bested with the 2-out, 3 RBI triple. Bested's winning something today, whether it be the player of the game, play of the game, or both. Does Erin Stone do enough to grab something, whether it be that diving catch or her on base 3 times? Gooley up to bat right now. Walkerville can almost slam this shut. Called strike, 2-1 count.
Timeout called, so Trevorrow can have a chat to Coach Stansfield, in for Alyssa Gooley.
How important, though, was Erin Stone last year, though, in their championship run? All throughout the season.
Yeah, she plays a handy utility player, doesn't she? She can play an outfield position, or she can play second base. There she is on screen. She was a Dragons captain on our tour to Singapore in our one and only overseas trip, and she's got that leadership quality. But, yeah, handy, particularly if Robinson's required to catch or Sophie King's working. Yeah, solid player. Salas, as headed back home for the holidays. So, yeah, those middle infield positions are not easy to fill, and she just slots in.
Gooley swings and misses. Sturt need a quick out. We're now under 120 seconds before no new innings are called, and they are 2 outs away. This one feels difficult. Now that might seal it. Base hit down the left side. Gooley might drive in a run. She does. Stone will take third. Gooley will swipe second. Walkerville have doubled up Sturt.
That's young Kira Trevorrow, who came in for Alyssa Gooley. She was fielding at third and was in the action early, just nearly got a glove to one, but in the batter's box, just cool as you like, just drives one through the karaoke, an RBI single, and she's pumped.
And that's curtains. Tough to see it from here. Apologies for missing that, and well done, Kira Trevorrow, for your base hit. Does that enter the chat as a Easton play of the game for a young player coming in with an RBI to close things out before Georgia Mason rips one all the way to the wall? Georgia Mason has put the ball in play twice. She's going to stand up with she'll be thrown out. But Georgia Mason has helped it count for 4 runs today.
Well, that's cream, isn't it, for Walkerville as we start to run out of time. Georgia Mason just drives one. It gets past Mensforth all the way to the fence. 2-run score off the bat. The short cut, the relay, Belinda White has thrown that from deep centre field to throw out Georgia Mason by 2 steps, but she's done the damage and driven in 2 very important runs.
Now Steph Gall, all she needs to do is take, but
I'll tell you what,
first pitch.
They're missing Maddie Cameron out at centre field tonight, but you could be mistaken for that throw from Belle White being similar to a Maddie Cameron throw. It was an absolute traceable.
Can I throw in Georgia Mason has either got 3 or 4 RBIs in this game now?
Yeah, I just was thinking the same thing. Who you thinking, James? I still think
it's still vested. But
that was just such an important swing, and now this one cracked up the middle, and it is a hit parade as Steph Gall has reached base 3 times. Now all of a sudden a bunch of Walkerville players are padding their stats.
Yeah, it took them a while to get used to Jess Stewart, the change of pace, the spins that she's got, but
and that might be the time of game it is.
1, 2,
so
3
that
hits.
is game. An 8-3 win for Walkerville. They mathematically cannot win Sturt anymore.
Not sure why we've ended the game here. We're supposed to play the inning out, but
well, we've got a winner.
Someone's had enough.
4 hits in a row to Walkerville through Stone, Trevorrow, Mason, and Goal. Let's talk play of the game powered by Eastern Australia in this, 8-3 ball game. RBI, play of the game, maybe that goes to Bested. And then player of the game, we've got RBIs to Georgia Mason. I think she's got 4 for the game. Yeah. Bested's got 3 for the game. Erin Stone on 3 times.
I'm going to go with...
Scored twice.
I'm actually probably going to go with Kelly Bested for the play of the game for that triple, and Erin Stone for that diving catch at second, the effort at second, on base 2 times, and scored 2 times. So Erin Stone, I think a very deserving player. In the batting 2 in the lineup, it's a tough spot to be in. So she sprayed it around a bit and made some good defensive plays. You good with that, James?
She nearly had that other amazing catch earlier, so she did really good to get to it. She might have 1 less RBI, but she's got home twice herself, and she's had that amazing catch. She's done a little bit more on the field than Georgia did, so I'm
and Kelly Bested had that one big moment, and we're not taking away from that at all. We wanted to give her something, and we are going to, but the 2 at-bats makes it a bit difficult as well, but pretty cool moment. You can see the smiles on their faces as James is walking over with both of the players right now on the screen. But yeah, 8-3 for Walkerville. That's a big, important win for them. They had lost back-to-back games. They were in danger of falling just 1 point clear of a final spot. This is a 4-point swing tonight for winning tonight. They're 5 points clear of a final spot instead of just 1. So that is a big moment. It was a team game, big contributions from all, but 2 players that made a huge difference in this game, Kelly Bested and Aaron Stone, and they're standing by with James Harris right now.
Thanks, Eric. I'm here with the play of the game powered by Eastern Australia. It's Kelly Bested. She broke the game open with her 3 RBI triple. Congratulations to you, Kelly. Here's your voucher for Eastern Australia. You really broke that game open. It was a triple. The reaction on camera as well was priceless. You were really happy as you stood up at third. Must have felt good to give your team a 5-run lead.
Oh, yeah? Oh, it was good. It's a bit of a fluke, I reckon, but that's all right.
It was good bat on ball. Well, you had a nice piece of the ball the second time up bat, got caught out at left field. So you seeing it all right tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose. Yeah.
Well done to you, Kelly Bested. And our carved player of the game, you've got to put him on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Aaron Stone got on base all 3 times she went to the plate tonight. She scored twice, took a great line drive catch. We're sporting the carved sunglasses, also gets a $30 voucher to Sporty's Bar, thanks to the Arca Bar. Congratulations on a great game and Walkerville with the win.
Yeah, I'm so happy to get a win. I think we needed that, and so for everyone to contribute tonight was really awesome. Taylor did amazing in the circle, as always, and then we were able to back her up. So.
Yeah, good to bounce back after a couple of big losses. Hills last Wednesday and that 1-0 heartbreaker on Saturday. So you're right back in it now with a little bit of a gap as you go to the Christmas break over the Falcons.
Yeah, we're fighting to stay in the top 4, and so we just need to keep pushing, just need to keep getting wins as much as we can.
And your contributions have been great. You can lay down a bunt, you can beat out a single, or you can put one into the outfield, leg it around as well, scoring off Georgia Mason, who had a big game as well. So well done on a great, complete game tonight. Must have felt good to contribute.
Absolutely. Always good to contribute, always good to back up the girls. Yeah.
And going into the Christmas break, you got one more game to go, but this is the last broadcast of the year. You want to say Merry Christmas to anyone?
Merry Christmas to everybody. Everyone, I hope you have a good break. So thank you.
That'll do it for us on the 10th season of broadcasting the live stream of the Soppel SA Premier League for 2025. We do hope everyone has a great Christmas and a good New Year. We'll see you, I think it's early February for our return broadcast. Look out for our 70th Senior State Championship coming up at the end of January as well. Thanks to Eric, thanks to Pete, thanks to all the commentators who have called in this first half of the year. Thanks to Spacequake Sports as well. Have a good Christmas.